Hello, my name is Sunil. I have chosen environment for demo. My topic is organism and its relationship with other organism. First of all, let's see what is environment. Environment can be defined as a sum total of all the living and non-living elements and their effects that influence human life. This is called environment. It is has a total of sum total of all living and non-living things. It is sum total of all living and non-living things as called environment. So it includes both biotic elements and non-biotic elements. Biotic elements includes, it means these are the living things. Biotic elements such as living things, example for this is animals, plants, forest, fisheries, birds, etc. These come under biotic factors. And abiotic factors are non-living things that includes sunlight, water, land, sunlight, water, land. Okay, now move on to the ecology. Ecology is a study of relationship among organisms. It is the study of relationship among living organisms, especially how it relates to the environment. In that way, we can read in the ecology, relationship among living organisms. Now, biological interaction. It is the effect that a pair of organisms living together in a community have on each other. So, in an environment, consider this as an environment. Here, two organisms, species A and species B, both are living. So, how it relates to the species B, whether it is harm to the species B or species B is causing damage to the species A. Such type of interactions we'll read in this biological interaction. Just as example, for example, if it is a snake, then it causes damage to the frogs or reduce the population of frogs. So in that way we'll read in this interaction. So interaction, the main thing about interaction is it may be positive or negative. Both the type of interaction is present. In positive interaction, both organism is benefited. So both the organism is benefit in the positive environment interaction. In negative interaction, either both organism or one organism, its effects that we read in negative interaction. As I said, in positive interaction, either mutual, both organisms have mutual effect, or one or other organism is benefited, or no one organism is harmed. So that is called positive interaction. So benefits, in which way the benefits, for example, food they may get from the other organisms, or they may get shelter from the other organism, or they get substratum or transport they get from the other organisms. In that way they benefits. Example, epiphytes. Have you read about epiphytes? Especially these type of plants we can see in tropical evergreen forest. In most number it's present because their plants actually can't get direct sunlight, so it attached to the other plants. surface, that plant actually prepares their own food only for the substratum, only for attachment of the roots. It depends on the other organisms. Such organisms called epiphytes. It's not depend on that organisms, other plants. Only for attachment it depends on the other organisms. Consider this is as a plant, so it attached to the stem or other parts of the plant, and it prepares its own food. It have its own roots, so it prepares its own food. Only for attachment it need other plant. So in that way, positive type of interaction may benefits. Okay, now we read one by one about positive type of interaction. In that, first one is mutualism. In mutualism, both organisms is benefited, both the species of organism is benefited. So that is called mutualism. So this type of interaction is also called symbiosis. In symbiosis, both the organism is benefited. Example for this one is lichens. Have you all maybe aware of this one? Lichens, this is a organisms. This is a mixture of algae and fungus. This is a mixture of algae and fungus. So algae provides, it manufactures food and minerals. The function of algae is manufacture of food and mineral, and the function of fungus is it provide moisture as well as minerals and protection of algae. So this is the function of fungus. In that way it helps. In this type of interaction, neither the two can grow alone or independently. And second example is crocodile and bird association. Bird association enters the mouth of crocodile and it eats leeches between the teeth of crocodile. So it actually cleans the teeth of crocodile, and birds get nutrition from that leech. In that way it benefits both organisms. So this is the second example of mutualism. Now we move on to the next type of interaction, that is commensalism. In commensalism, one organism is benefited, species A is benefit, other one is unaffected. It is not causing harmful, it is not even benefiting, so it is unaffected from that one. This is called commensalism. So in commensalism there are two types of commensals we can see. One is ectocommensal, another one is endocommensal. In ectocommensal, commensal lives on body of other partner. Here ecto lives on body, and endo, this is within, lives on within the body of other organisms. This is lives on body, ecto means, endo means lives within the body. So this is this type of interaction we see in commensals. Now we move on to the example of this commensalism. Association between suckerfish and shark. Association between suckerfish and shark. Suckerfish has a dorsal fin. This suckerfish has a dorsal fin. So it has a dorsal fin modified as sucker disc. With the help of this, it is attached to the body of shark. This suckerfish attached to the body of shark, and it moves. And shark, so that suckerfish gets free transportation. So with the help of this, it attached here and it gets free transportation. So after that, it search its own food. So in that way it helps. Next one is endoparasite. Here Commensal lives within the body of host. Association between saprophytic bacteria and fungi. Association between saprophytic bacteria and fungus is the example. Saprophytic, that lives on dead and decaying of organic matter. Example, E. coli bacteria. It lives inside the intestine of human, but it does not harm us. Only if it enters to our body, then it causes damage. If it is present on our intestine, it doesn't cause damage to any of our, it doesn't cause infection. Now we move on to the next one, is negative interaction. In this interaction, either one or both individuals can harmed. Either one individual or both. Means in this way, one organism is benefited, another one is negative, or both organism it causes negative. And it causes damage by eating the other organisms, or causing competition for food, and one organism excrete the products, and it may cause damage to the other organisms. In that way, negative interaction may occur. In negative interaction, we can see about predation, parasitism, and competition. In predation, one organism is the benefited, another one is harmed. So, example, tiger eating deer. So, there is all carnivorous, majority of the carnivorous organism, it consumes other organisms. Only one organism benefits in this one. So, another organisms will be the negative impact. In parasitism, examples such as, this is also interaction, one organism is the benefits, other one is have negative impact. For example, ticks, mites, lice, those organisms present on the body of humans, and it actually absorb blood, it what are nutrients required for it, it absorbs from the human being and it benefits from that. But human being will, it may cause damage to the human being, so in that way it causes damage. And next one is competition. In this process, both in this type of interaction, both the organisms have negative interaction. So both organisms have negative, no one is benefits. So why this interaction happens? For example, in an environment, there is cheetah and tiger. So for both the organism, the prey is deer. So if this population is decreased, if the population of deer is decreased, so indirectly it impacts cheetah and tiger population. So finally there is a competition between these two organisms, and one organism, survival of the fittest theory, you may aware. So one organism will survive and another one is destroy. So one displaces the other organisms. So this is the result we can see in the competition. So in competition, both the organisms is negative, they have harmful effects. Now let's summarize what we have studied now. Okay, name of the interaction in mutualism: species A is benefits and species B also benefits. So we studied about crocodile and bird association. One more thing also remember in mutualism: corals, it present on the surface of the ocean. So their coral polyps, zooxanthellae algae, is lives on the surface of the coral reefs, and it provides actually space for zooxanthellae. As a substratum, they provide polyps, and algae produces nutrition. In that way it benefits in mutualism. In commensalism, One organism is benefited, another one is unaffected. In predation and parasitism, both organisms, one organisms have the benefits, another one is harmful effects, that we can see. So now I'll just tell some of the MCQs regarding these questions regarding on this topic. You may expect these questions. Lichens is association of which of the organism? Options are bacteria and virus, fungus and bacteria, fungi and algae, virus and actinomycetes. Correct answer is fungus and algae. As I said, lichens is example for mutualism or symbiosis. Here both the organisms benefits. So this is the correct answer is its association of fungus and algae. As I said, fungus provide moisture to the algae and it produces food. Next one is relationship of zooxanthellae algae with coral. It is commensalism, mutualism, amensalism and parasitism. As I said, this is the example for mutualism. Here both the organisms indirectly benefits. Coral provides substrate for the zooxanthellae and it prepares food. In that way both organisms benefits. And next, move on to the next question. Biological interaction is always positive. As I said, it may be either positive or negative. So this statement is wrong. And in commensalism, one organism is benefits and other unaffected. This is right. And competition improves the population among organisms. As I said, competition not increases, it causes damages. As I said, for deer and tiger cheetah example as I gave, how it causes, finally it displays the population of one organism. So this statement is wrong, so only one statement is correct in this. So I'll end this lecture here. Thank you for giving me this wonderful opportunity, and I'll improve in next classes. Thank you.